G'day, Stephen Carey from OffTheGridNoz.com. Little video on pumps, the dreaded freaking pumps, my god. Yeah, look, I know a lot of people have different views on pumps, that's fine. This little video is just about my story with pumps at the moment as we stand. That one there is, I'll explain in a little while. This is a little sucker, the reason for the video today. Yet again, another diaphragm pump. Oh, I'll tell you what. I got 5 of these things in the shed, 3 of them blown up electrically, a couple of them with dodgy sensor switches on them. This one on our cabin, on the little flat, you might have seen the other videos. It was powering up all the hot and cold water in there, and actually powering up the kitchen hot and cold water, the outdoor kitchen. 12 months, I suppose it'd be just 12 months. And it's died electrically. Well, I don't know why, maybe the motor, I'm not too sure. But I'm done with these diaphragm pumps. My take on them is, yeah, look, if you can get away with one and it works for you, that's all good, not a problem, you know, don't bother bagging me. But my experience with these things, and we had them up on the other property, on the other off-grid property, they do fail, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know. It might be cold weather. God, I really actually don't know what causes them to shit themselves so quickly. And if they don't shit themselves, that little sensor on the top, it becomes unstable and clicks in and out. Now these little diaphragm pumps are really noisy too. They make that tick, 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 tick noise, which is okay if you've got your pump a mile away from your house. But all in all, I'm done with diaphragm pumps. This one's died. It's a Seaflow. I've got Surgeflow, Seaflow. I've tried a few different brands. Seaflow is one of the better ones. And I tell you, I've actually got two. This is the second dead one of those. So yeah, diaphragm pumps, I'm dead. Now I'm going to show you. I'm actually at the back of the house here. We swapped the house over onto 240, little tiny 300 watter with a little dinky controller on top. Now the beauty of that, as opposed to that, is that cost me about 95 bucks or something. It's a good Seaflow one. This little sucker down here, it ran me about 170 bucks. Now the beauty of that, as opposed to the little diaphragm pumps, is these are virtually unserviceable. If the little switch on top dies, they're a sealed sensor. If you're an electrician or an absolute electronics whiz, you might be able to sever them and pull them apart, I don't know, but pretty much unserviceable. So when the switch dies or when the pump dies, they're pretty much throwaway. This little fella down here, the pump itself only about 120 bucks, and the beauty of it is the controller, the little yellow thing there. It's only, look, I buy them for about 30 bucks, 35 bucks. So you might blow a controller, but you can swap it out. So it's only a $35 swap out. Very rarely do the actual motors on these things die. We got pumps everywhere out here. I'll just show you that one. I like these little centrifugal pumps. They're little 12 volt centrifugal. That one actually powers up our VAP cooler for water. But yeah, we run a range of pumps. We've got a little 12 volt centrifugal, which we have a couple of different types of around the place. We run the 240 pump for the house, which is about 300 watts. And now we don't run diaphragm pumps for the reasons I just explained. Now what I wanted to show you was the one I'm putting in over at the flat. This little puppy here. Now that's a 370 watt motor with, again, one of those relatively low cost controllers. Again, the whole process, the controller can be pulled off the pump if the controller dies. $35 swap out. So real good value. The little motor, yeah, she's 370 watts, and on the power usage, I know if you're running 12 volt, obviously you can't push 240, duh. But if you've got, I reckon if you've got 500 amp hour battery storage, we run 1000 amp hour. These pumps, for the intermittent use that you actually put them through, they seriously have no effect on the battery bank. I mean, you can have a shower for 5 minutes, the damn battery bank goes down like 0.5 of 1%. So people that go, oh, too power hungry. Well, if you've got 500 amp hours, all I'm telling you is if you haven't tried one of these for your domestic, I'm not talking about using these for long duty cycle, if you're pumping from a dam or somewhere consistently. Obviously 370 watts is going to be a pain in the ass. But for domestic use, these things are just great. That one on the house absolutely has no effect. It's a great pump, good pressure, doesn't fail. Controller hasn't failed. That's been sitting there in use for 12 months, not a blink, not even a boo out of it. Whereas the one next door to it, our little Seaflow, well, she's friggin' dead after 12 months. That's $100. That one was about 175 bucks, but this little puppy here, that pump, I kid you not, on Fleabay was about 65 bucks. I kid you not. The controller, yeah, 35. All up, I think all up with shipping, it cost me about 110 bucks. That's about the price of a bloody diaphragm, a good diaphragm pump. I know you can buy them cheaper, but a good diaphragm pump, which I sort of preferred to buy and still had all manner of troubles with. So this little puppy, about 110 bucks with shipping. So if you've got 500 amp hour batteries and you're only using them for domestic, which is called intermittent duty cycle. Intermittent meaning you don't run the bloody pump all day long non-stop. You know, you have a shower, the pump runs. You do the dishes, the dish police turn up, and you got to do the dishes. Well then, these things have bloody near jack shit effect. On a 3 kilowatt system, they have zero effect. If you've got a 2 kilowatt or a 1 kilowatt to a 500 amp hour battery bank, I can't see why you wouldn't be able to run a 240 pump, which is a lot less fuss, a lot less bother, and not such of a burden on your power. So that's pumps. I'm swapping the one in the cabin, in the flat, swapping that pump out, putting this little puppy in. It's going to go in about next hour, and we will be back to standard good. This thing actually pushes about 40 litres a minute too. It's not too bad. The little diaphragm pumps usually run out about 16 to 20. Yeah, I think you can get a couple bit bigger than that. But yeah, these little buggers, yeah, about 35 to 40 litres per minute. So they're good supply as well. Dirt cheap. So this one, 110 bucks with controller. Controller can be swapped out by a monkey. Nice easy job. Cut one wire, join 3 wires up, and bang, another controller on there. So that's it. Pumps, pumps, pumps. What am I doing? I'm standing next to a bunch of pumps. All of which give me no problem, except for those suckers. So it's cheers from Stephen Carey from OffTheGridNoise.com. I'm going to leave it at that. Just wanted to do a little one on this new $110 job. 370 watts, yeah, sounds like a gas guzzler, but I can assure you, if you're only using them for showers and stuff, as I said, hey, might be worth a slash if you have had similar experiences with me with the diaphragm ones, where the switches either get dodgy and they cut in and out. And if you're sick of that tick 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 thump 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 noise they make, well, these things nice and quiet. So you can chuck them right up against the building, nice and quiet. So anyway, cheers from me. Kerry's around the back doing her jobbies. Beautiful day in central Victoria. Look at that sunshine, blue sky, a few clouds, bloody beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting a suntan. Yeah, so the sign, we've got the signs on the cars on the side note. Look at that. Yeah, very cute. Yeah, so I've officially pulled my plumbing building signs off my work trailer. But anyway, pumps, pumps, pumps. Hope your pumps are working well. If they're not, maybe worth having a look at these little cheapies. And I'll leave it at that. Cheers from us. Subscribe and like if you want. You know the drill. Yeah, or not. Whatever you want to do. We hope you're having a good one. Hope it's a positive one. Hope your plans are coming to fruition. If they're not, hey, get off your butt and make them happen. Cheers, guys. I'm out.